Good morning from Phuket, Thailand. Here you're watching me do the first static of the WeFreedive Suunto series on February 23rd, 2014. I'm currently in the last 2 minutes of preparation prior to my static. My breathe up was quite reduced from previous ones you might have seen me do. This is as a result of poor surfacing I did in the animate freediving competition a week ago. My goal here was to reduce my breathe up to the absolute minimum, and I think I accomplished that. My breathe up was as follows: 3 minutes of relaxation, normal tidal breathing, 3 purge breaths, 4-minute hold. 3 minutes of relaxation, normal tidal breathing, 3 purge breaths, a 5-minute hold. About 6 minutes of relaxation, normal tidal breathing, 3 purge breaths, full inhale, no packs, and my final hold of 6 minutes and 4 seconds. This static was a competition personal best for me by 3 seconds, and by far the highest quality static I've ever done in competition. By the way, I apologize for the lack of sound on this video. It was caused by a malfunction in the organizer's camera. In the end, it doesn't matter too much because my surface protocol at the finish of this static is very obvious and very emphatic. Again, I apologize. Now we're off and running. Now this static is a bit of an experiment. I've never done exactly this breathe up before, and I've certainly never tried anything like this in competition. So kind of a shot in the dark, but everything turned out okay in the end. Our judges today are Richard Wonka on the left and Sarah Witcher on the right. Jan Dumas is my coach in the water. I think I look a little bit stiff in the water compared to previous statics, but that's mainly a result of this wetsuit. I'm wearing a 3mm Elios wetsuit. The water temperature is 29 degrees centigrade. And really, this is the first time I've ever done a static in competition where I wasn't either cold or hot. So it was perfect. So now my wetsuit is calibrated for 29-degree temperatures in the shade. This is the first time I've used that wetsuit in competition. I got it for situations just like this where the water's just a little cold, at least for me, and a 1.5mm suit just wouldn't quite do it. If I'd have been wearing a 1.5 suit like I normally do, I would have been cold in this environment. Not so much because of the temperature. I mean, I can handle 29 degrees of temperature. It's the shade that gets you. I like doing statics in the sunshine. There's really not much to say during this static. About the only thing really that happened unusual during the static was about the 3:30 point. I started getting feelings, well, this is hard, I can't do it, things like that. And I went through that for a few seconds, and then I just, wait a minute, let's get back on track here, and I put myself back into the zone I was in, or wanted to be, and got back into a proper frame of mind, I guess you could say. Last thing you want to be thinking during the static is how hard it is. And that would have ended this hold pretty quickly if I'd have kept it up. Now at about the 3-minute point on this hold, I started having small contractions. For me, that's expressed basically in light abdominal crunches, or at least that's what it feels like. And that's not too bad in terms of when the contractions started. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad. It kind of doesn't matter too much. I don't worry about it. That's not something I fixate on, is when it starts or any of that. I just note it in passing. Now we're coming up on the 5-minute point. At about the 5-minute point, I start another mechanism that I use to reduce discomfort. And in this, I push air from my upper lung to my lower lung to stretch my diaphragm a bit, and it seems to make me feel better. Anyway, I continue that process all the way to the end of the static. I also come to the side at 5 minutes, but I'm not, there's no pressure on my hands there. They're just there. I'm kind of just relaxing at that position. I've already told myself I'm going to 6 minutes here. I probably won't go much further than that, because this is an experiment and things are unpredictable. A very emphatic surface protocol, I guess you could say. Again, as a result of my previous poor showing in the Andaman freediving competition. I already know I'm going to get a wide card on this particular performance. No problem. This was a perfect surfacing for me. Couldn't ask for a better result. And thanks again to Jan for coaching me. Couldn't have done it without him.